Today, November 4th, 2025, New York City has chosen a new mayor, and the result may reshape urban politics across America. Zohran Mamdani's victory isn't just a change in leadership. It's a statement about where New Yorkers believe the city should go next. For months, the race was portrayed as a referendum on progressive ideals, housing affordability, economic fairness, and community investment. Mamdani's campaign turned those ideas from slogans into organizing power, building a broad, disciplined, and motivated coalition. In neighborhoods long priced out of the housing market, turnout was high, with younger voters showing up in large numbers. Analysts point to three reasons for his win: message clarity, organization, and timing. First, Mamdani stayed relentlessly focused on affordability, rent, transit, and wages, avoiding distractions. His message was clear: government should make the basics of city life work for ordinary people. Second, his volunteers ran a data-driven ground game with door-to-door canvassing and translated materials. Neighborhood captains created powerful networks, mobilizing entire blocks for the campaign. Third, timing was crucial as New York emerged from years of economic strain, with high rents and public safety debates. Mamdani's candidacy landed at the intersection of frustration and possibility, offering both change and competence. Former Governor Andrew Cuomo, running as an independent, attempted to reassemble the centrist coalition. He argued for experience and stability, while Mamdani championed vision and empathy. Republican Curtis Sliwa tried to energize the city's small conservative base but couldn't expand it. The result was a fractured opposition, with Cuomo and Sliwa splitting moderate and right-leaning votes. Mamdani, meanwhile, consolidated progressives and younger centrists under one umbrella. Urban elections often preview national shifts, and a progressive win in America's largest city signals a broader trend. Housing, wages, and social investment, once niche issues, now sit at the center of the political conversation. Democrats nationwide will study the Mamdani model: grassroots organizing plus policy depth. The lesson is logistical. Social media energy can translate into real turnout with structure, discipline, and neighborhood presence. Governing New York will test every promise, facing a budget deficit, housing shortages, and rising infrastructure costs. Supporters expect quick progress on rent stabilization, affordable housing construction, and transit expansion. Critics warn that ambitious programs could strain finances, challenging Mamdani to balance progressive policy with fiscal responsibility. If he balances both, his administration could become a model for other urban centers. Proving reform doesn't mean instability. Expect early moves within the first 100 days, a housing task force rollout and negotiations with the city council. A potential audit of police overtime budgets aims to reallocate resources toward prevention and mental health programs. Every mandate carries its own pressure. Moderate Democrats fear overreach, and business leaders are cautious about new taxes. Activists who powered Mamdani's rise will expect tangible results fast, requiring political agility and public patience. Historically, new mayors enjoy a short window of goodwill. How Mamdani uses it will define his victory. Across the country, cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, and Seattle grapple with similar divides: affordability, safety, and trust in local government. Mamdani's win places New York back at the forefront of this discussion. Progressive lawmakers in Washington may cite this as evidence that voters want structural solutions, not slogans. For moderates, it's a warning: ignore the cost of living crisis, and you risk losing the next generation of urban voters. For many New Yorkers, this election felt personal after years of rising rents and economic uncertainty. They voted for a candidate who promised to govern with empathy, reflecting a broader desire for leadership that listens. So, where does the city go from here? The path ahead will be complex, balancing reform with realism. But the momentum is undeniable. A new chapter begins in City Hall, written by communities that demanded change. For the first time in decades, New York's mayor comes from outside the traditional machine, changing the conversation. Zohran Mamdani's win is a test. Can progressive governance deliver on its ideals without losing public confidence? The answer will shape not only New York's next 4 years, but the national debate on what modern leadership looks like.